Picture it.
Bill Clinton is reelected.
Oh, okay.
Rosie O'Donnell's talk show debuts.
Oh, my.
Tiger Woods debuted on the Pro Tour. What else happened?
I don't think any of those things really aged well.
Cowboys won a Super Bowl. Does anyone remember that happening?
That certainly didn't age well.
This all happened in 1996.
Okay.
We are going to talk about our top 5 movies of 1996. Come join us. Taking you back to those events that happened in 96, as well as the top songs were The Macarena, Wannabe by Spice Girls, Ironic, Alanis Morissette, and Wonderwall, Oasis.
Oh, my.
The top TV was NBC all the way in 96. I mean, hello.
Oh, yeah, that was the heyday.
ER, Friends, Seinfeld, Suddenly Susan, that whole kind of Thursday, whatever they call it, must-see TV. The top box office movies of the whole year: Independence Day, Twister, Mission Impossible, Jerry Maguire, and Ransom. I mean, what a crazy box office that is. Huge movies that have lasted this whole time. So,
wow.
I was able to get out of, again, going through the entire year, not even writing down everything I saw, just writing down the ones I love. I was able to get those then down to a top 10. So getting those 10 to a top 5, I kind of just chose because I actually feel really bad for the ones that aren't included in my top 5.
I understand. It was actually really tough for me, although that 5 you just went through, top box office movie, 2 of those didn't even make my list of top 5
That's
or
funny.
the extras.
Yeah. Just to recap, 1996, I have my top 5, he has his top 5, and we're going to do them. Do we go back and forth, or do you do your 5 and I do my 5?
No, I think well, let's go back and forth. I think that's a good idea.
Just to let you know how I pick my top 5, it's not about what I think the best movie of the year was. It's not really what probably brought in the most money. This is really, especially when we're going back 20 years or 30, how long has it been? 30 years.
Probably 28 years.
When we're going back that far, the movies that to me have lasted, that I still watch consistently, that I love so much, that's what's going to make my top 5. Mm-hmm. So this could really be different than whatever won the Oscars, which I didn't even write that down. I think that was the year of Dead Man Walking. So,
that wasn't even,
it's not making my list.
That didn't make any of mine.
Yeah. Okay, so then number 5.
Well, just
and how do you pick yours?
So my 2 cents is I look at a list of the movies, and as I go down the list, I usually do the top 200 according to IMDb, right? I go down that list, and I'm like, oh, yeah. And invariably, like, number 120, I'll be like, oh, I love that movie. And that one of those made my top 5.
Okay.
So it was low rated according to apparently most other people. But again, like you, it's the movies that I go through that I have very fond memories of and will stop and watch them today, and that I remember just really liking.
The ones that to us I think hold up, or that we think of, not that Independence Day hasn't lasted the test of time. It's a fantastic movie. But it's probably maybe not going to make my top 5. So we'll see.
It may or may not have made my top 5.
Okay, so start with your number 5.
My number 5?
Yes.
So, and again, one last little nugget on that. I am somewhat famous in a small circle for, this is the circle.
It's just right here.
For quoting from movies kind of randomly. And these are some of the movies.
These?
What I find. These movies. What I find is in my top 5, these are kind of the movies that I quote the most.
Right. Again, I think the further back we go, we're going to find that these are the favorites, just favorites. Not the best, but the favorites.
Certainly my favorites.
Okay, can we get to your number 5,
number
please?
5, Sling Blade.
Okay. So that was one of the Oscar ones then for that year. For sure.
Was it?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I mean, you don't know.
Billy Bob Thornton won for that. So, yeah.
Well, and he should have. There we go. That's it. That's all I have. I mean, Sling Blade, you know it.
You know it.
I would have to believe you know
okay.
it. And if you don't, go back and watch it because, it's a difficult topic.
Some folks called it a sling blade. I call it a Kaiser blade.
But I thought it was such a different movie, and especially from the perspective and the friendship that.
I don't know if I've ever seen it. Now that you're talking about it.
Wow. Okay.
My number 5.
Yeah. Go ahead. Yes. What's your number 5? Tell us.
Is Mother with Albert Brooks. Well, written and directed by Albert Brooks
Oh, wow.
and Debbie Reynolds. That's a classic. It's great. It's got so many. I mean, I quote a lot, and I actually quote a lot of that movie with my own mother because we thought it was so funny at the time.
Okay.
So I love that movie. Have to watch it probably a couple times a year. It'll come on, and it's just the best.
Yeah, I've seen it recently, or seen parts of it.
Honey, look, I cleared out the refrigerator, and I'm going to give you the right-hand side, and I'll put your stuff there.
It's like it happened one night for food.
Oh, I love that movie. Clark Gable was wonderful.
You really want to separate the refrigerator?
Oh, yes, dear, it'll be much easier. That way you won't accidentally eat some meat.
Well, it's good that you know that about me. I accidentally eat things all day long.
It's so funny.
When it's been on and you've stopped.
Oh, my
and-
God.
Yeah.
Okay, you're number 4.
My number 4. Don't come for me, okay? Down Periscope. Kelsey Grammer, Harland Williams.
Never saw it.
That's very predictable, but I saw it and that movie made me laugh. Lauren Holly.
Okay.
Yeah, just kind of a ridiculous comedy. But there's so many things from that movie that I laughed out loud at.
Sir.
Radio call for you, Captain. Some guy named Graham Ham.
Put it on the overhead.
And some like quotes. So I love it. Down Periscope.
Okay.
You're number 4.
My number 4, White Squall. Jeff Bridges.
Yep.
And all the boys. I mean, if you look at the boys from then, so one is Scott Wolf, Ryan Phillippe, what's his face from FBI now, I mean, all those boys now have careers, and God, I love that movie. That was one that I had like the VHS of at the time, and I just would watch it over and over again. And I don't know, it's just a great story to me. I don't know.
Should we turn away?
Can't run from the wind, son. You trim your sails, face the music, and keep going.
But I just love that story. So
It's no Down Periscope, but I certainly understand.
okay.
My number 3.
Yes.
That Thing You Do.
Oh yeah, I did have it there. Didn't
Yeah.
make my
Yep.
Yeah, absolutely. It's a fantastic movie.
Yeah, it really is.
Fantastic movie. We quote that a lot, or
Yeah.
I'm usually singing from
Refer
it.
to it.
Yeah.
At the very least. But yeah, it's a favorite in this house.
Yes, absolutely. We
Yeah.
watch it quite a lot.
Well, it's not on as often as you'd like it to be, but typically when it's on and we happen upon it, we'll stop and watch the rest of it.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
great.
Yeah.
There's nothing wrong with that movie at all.
What, are you crazy? A man in a really nice camper wants to put our song on the radio. Give me a pen. I'm signing. You're signing. We're all signing.
My number 3, Scream. I felt like I love the Scream series. Paranormal Activity and Scream are my 2 favorite franchises of scary movies. But I felt like at the time, Scream just turned that genre, upside down because it was in your face. It was so meta. They were making fun of the whole thing and the tropes and all of that, but it worked. And that first one was just so good.
No, it's just what's the point? They're all the same. Some stupid killer stalking some big-breasted girl who can't act, who's always running up the stairs when she should be going out the front door. It's insulting.
That was, to me, a good turning point.
Yeah. Okay.
Number 2?
My number 2, Independence Day.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's a fantastic movie. There's nothing that...
It was when it came out, it was
movie.
so different when it first came out. It was just so different and such a blockbuster. I mean, that was
I remember.
that was a blockbuster movie.
Yeah.
Back when they were really true blockbusters.
Absolutely. I mean, and all of the effects and everything still holds up today.
Yeah.
Like, again, you go back to those years and you wouldn't think like Jurassic Park or this, would still look good, and it does.
Yeah, it
That's
really
how
does.
well done it was put
Yeah.
together. And it's funny, and it's emotional, and it's wonderful. It was just one of those,
And it's one of my favorite performances by Jeff Goldblum.
You gotta come down here with an attitude, acting all big and bad. And what the hell is that smell?
My number 2 is, again, these are just personal loves of mine.
Look, I picked down Periscope,
Well,
so
that's true.
it's on.
I'm okay. Multiplicity. Michael Keaton. This is a movie that I quote very, very often. Him playing different versions of himself. He was so good in it, and he was so funny. It just cracks me up.
Bye, Steve. Good party. I like Steve.
And that's fun.
And I actually cry at the end almost every time.
Sure.
I watch
Almost.
it. Yeah. Well,
I
yeah.
don't believe you. It's every time.
Okay.
Is it true? I've always wondered if this was true. Is it true that he didn't do the follow-up movie to Batman because he was contracted to do this at the same time?
I had never heard that,
Oh, okay.
but it could
I don't
be
think
true.
I'm making that up. No, I seem to remember that was kind of a big deal after a while because
I thought after
Multiplicity
the second one, he was just like, I don't want to do another one.
because
so-
Multiplicity didn't do as well as they hoped it would, and then everybody was like, "You should have done the Batman that you were going to."
But who did the third Batman? Was that
Was
George
that
Clooney?
Clooney's?
I don't know.
I think so.
No, Val Kilmer did it
Val
after
Kilmer?
Michael Keaton.
Oh yeah, I keep forgetting about Val Kilmer.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Anyway, okay.
Neither here nor there.
Number 1 of 1996.
It's a Twister. It's one of my favorite movies.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Another one though, still, we can link. I will link it down below our review of Twisters. But this one, again, if you go back and watch, which we do almost all the time, and actually right after watching Twister was on and I watched it, the effects were better than this newer movie.
Yeah, somehow.
Using
That's weird.
practicals,
Yeah.
throwing stuff really at a car instead of not, is better a lot of times.
Yeah.
But again, it holds up to the effects and to the story and the whole group and the whole gang.
Yeah, that was a great ensemble.
Yeah.
And it's kind of heartwarming that we know that they continue to get together
Yeah.
every year. Most of them.
Yeah.
Kind of the secondary cast or the supporting actors get together every year and kind of have a thing. I just love it, and that is probably one of my most. I'm not going to say most quoted movies, but I have a lot of quotes. From it.
Yeah.
So
Which I don't know why we keep pointing that out, but it is one of those things of like after 30 years you're
well, it's had a tremendous impact on my life.
okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Where's my truck? There it is.
Number 1 for me, The Birdcage.
Oh yeah.
That's one of the
Yeah.
best movies ever made. And talk about quoting. I can quote that entire movie all the way through. And there are times depending on who it is I'm with, my sister, there's some lines I have with her, there's some lines I have with my mom, and
Yeah.
and I remember going to the movie theater and seeing that, and it's perfection. Robin Williams is perfection all the time, and Nathan Lane, and I just love it so much.
Both of those two.
And Gene Hackman is so great.
Yeah.
I just love it.
Robin Williams and Nathan Lane to me are perfection on their own. But this with the two of them together was just
Yeah.
so good.
And I can it's on a lot.
Yeah.
And I can turn it on and just be in my happy place. There's something to that. I think, again, you'll see, White Squall is really intense, but...
Straight. No, Dylan, I pierced the toast.
So what? The important thing to remember is not to go to pieces when that happens.
You have to react like a man, calmly. You have to say to yourself, Albert, you pierced the toast. So what? It's not the end of your life. Try another one.
Most of my movies, these sort of things are going to be, happy, probably comedy things, because that's my comfort. So I'm just going to turn that on all the time, and and be in that place versus.
Let's see your top 5. Can I see your top 5?
Yeah, they're all happy.
Happy?
Well, this one, that's funny. That's funny. That's funny. That's funny.
Okay, funny.
Funny,
Okay.
haha.
Funny. Funny, haha. I don't know about funny, happy, but that's okay. I guess I'm probably splitting hairs. It just struck me funny when you said it, not funny, haha. So anyway, let's move on. Are we going to talk about our extras or our honorable mentions?
Well, if you, I mean, how many? Oh my goodness!
I've got
gracious.
11, some of which you've already talked about, but I do want to throw these in there because
Okay. Go ahead.
they're it's important to me.
Well,
Happy Gilmore, 96, big. Happy Gilmore 2 is coming out in 2025, right? So there we go. Jerry Maguire.
Jerry Maguire.
Yeah. Mars Attacks. Have you even seen that? Yeah. So I thought that was just a funny movie. The Birdcage. First Wives Club. Yeah, I'll stop and watch that when I stumble on it. Executive Decision. That's probably my favorite Kurt Russell movie. Phenomenon. Yeah. Eraser. I liked that. I did. I liked it. Broken Arrow.
Broken Arrow was good.
It was probably one of my favorite John Travolta movies. And he had Phenomena and Broken Arrow in the same year. Same summer. That was pretty amazing. Tin Cup.
Okay.
And My Fellow Americans. I had to throw that in there. You know, Jack Lemmon and what was his name?
What did I have highlighted? Up Close and Personal with Michelle Pfeiffer and Robert Redford. Great movie. First Wives Club, Jerry Maguire. Emma, another Jane Austen with Gwyneth Paltrow. I love that movie. I watch it all the time. One Fine Day, I like Eye for an Eye. Watch the first 10 minutes of that movie. It'll kill you. From Dusk Till Dawn, Bed of Roses, Mr. Wrong, that Bill Pullman and Ellen DeGeneres movie.
Okay.
It's one of the funniest movies.
Yep.
Fargo, that was a big year for Fargo. The Craft, The Rock.
Oh, yeah.
Everyone Says I Love You, which, I hate liking Woody Allen movies, but that is my favorite. Walking and Talking was this little movie with Anne Heche that I loved. It was just a good year. I mean,
Yeah, there was a lot.
It was just a good year. Tin Cup. Oh, you did say Tin Cup.
Yeah, but that's fine.
Again, it's like we keep, I spin the wheel, we get a random year, and I always go, what is that? And then there's just a million movies.
So far. The first two that we did, 2000 and 2017, I didn't have nearly as tough a time as I did this. This one was far and away, of the three we've done
like
so far.
2000 was worse, but yeah.
This one was far and away the hardest for me.
Yeah.
So I have a feeling that, the further we go back, the tougher it's going to be for me.
Right, absolutely.
Once we get to 1984, I'm just going to short.
Combust.
Yeah, exactly. She's going to
All right. So, do you have a favorite movie from 1996? Did we even pick it out? Did we even come close? Would love to hear your opinions of our list and what you like the most from that year.
Yeah.
If you were alive, some of us were very much alive. Should we even say how old we were in 96?
If you weren't alive,
I was out of high school, I'll tell you that.
As was I.
Well, you were way out of high school.
Whoa.
Way out of high school.
She just chose violence. It's because of Eternal Sunshine, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
That's okay. Okay.
That was
That's fine.
different list, though.
Yeah, it was.
Anyway, so please subscribe. We're going to continue to do these random years, as well as all of our other kind of reviews of shows and movies.
Yeah, and don't forget Johnny Eating and Johnny Cooking, and
that's right.
I'm never gonna.
We've got lots for everyone on this channel. I will link below our video from the year 2000 that we went through our favorite movies of that year.
Yep.
And that's it. So please subscribe, like, comment below, and we will see you next time.
Sounds good.
Thank you so much for watching.
Thanks, everybody.
Bye.